What's up, everybody? Azariel here, and welcome to another special video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about sore losers and this supposedly growing fad, this growing trend called swatting. I'm not going to beat around the bush. You know me, I don't like to do a lot of pre-talk beforehand. I just like to shoot straight for the heart. So anyway, about, I would say, like 2 or 3 days ago. No, this was last week on the 28th. So, or at least this is when this article was made. I don't know if the incident happened prior, days prior to this, or how many days prior to this, but at least on the 28th, I must say, it was reported that one of the more, saying like popular YouTubers who goes by the name of Kootra, and he's a part of this group called the Creatures. And for those of you who may know guys, saying like such as SSOHPKC, so saying, if I'm not mistaken, like he's a part of that group too. Is him, Kootra, and a few other guys, and they made this group called the Creatures, which is basically like this online, saying like gaming group, saying. But nevertheless, the incident that I'm speaking on is this guy Kootra, right? Like he was doing live streams, and he was playing either Call of Duty or saying like Battlefield, or I don't know what game he was playing, but he was playing some first-person shooter. But however, that's irrelevant to the story. He was playing some online games, an online game on live stream, and during his live stream, out of nowhere, law enforcement officers rushed into his house and had him in handcuffs over a false call that he was doing all these heinous things, that he had shot somebody, uh, and all these other crazy things and what have you. But nevertheless, it was basically a prank call to law enforcement due to somebody getting upset that Kootra was beating them, in this video game. Now, this is like a growing trend called swatting, where a person traces someone's IP address. Mind you, that's illegal. For you to just trace somebody's IP address with literally no legit probable cause, or at all, in my opinion, out of my knowledge. And like you find their address, and then you call their local police department, and then you tell them, and like then you file some false police report, and you send them to that address in order to get these people to like SWAT their house. And it's a popular trend growing amongst people, and it's happening to the live streamers such as Kootra, because the whole thing is like, the whole joke is supposed to be that this happens during live stream and everybody can see it and all that other nonsense, and this is the reason why I titled this video, sore losers and swatting, because this shit is getting out of hand. But first, like, I just want to let you guys read the article real quick. Like, I'm gonna read the article to you so that you guys can get a better understanding, because I barely took a look at it. Like, I had read pieces of it and I seen it and I didn't want to believe it. I had read another article yesterday, and and it was somewhat different, but apparently this is true. So let's go down. It's like, Counter-Strike pranksters call police SWAT team to rival Twitch user's office. And it says right here, police departments across the United States are seeing a huge increase in swatting, a prank wherein anonymous tip-off tricks a police department to go to a particular person's address in response to a fake violent situation, such as a shooting spree. Yesterday, in Littleton, Colorado, professional Counter-Strike gamer Jordan Mathewson, also known by the username Kootra online, was live streaming on a game on Twitch when a fully armed SWAT team burst into the office building he was in and arrested him, according to the Denver local TV channel KMGH TV 7 News. The caller claimed to have shot two co-workers, held others hostage, and threatened to shoot them. He stated that if the officers entered, he would shoot them as well. The Littleton Police Department said in a statement on Wednesday afternoon there were no victims or any evidence that a shooting had taken place. If the investigation determines that today's incident was a hoax, those involved will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. During the incident, several schools in Littleton were put on lockdown, and employees from several office buildings were being evacuated in small groups with some of their hands raised. Photos seen by 7 News showed. The scene of the prank may be considered particularly unfortunate given Littleton was the scene of one of the world's most infamous school shootings 15 years ago. Teenagers Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold opened fire in Columbine High School, killing 13 people. That is true. Twitch is a dedicated gaming community website where gamers can broadcast live gameplay footage recorded from their PC, Mac, or game consoles like the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 and Xbox 360, together with live webcam footage of their reactions, and professionals can earn money from getting viewers to subscribe to watch and play in real time. Mathewson is the founder of a member of the Creatures Twitch channel, an online business which is headquartered in an office complex in Littleton. The channel is currently offline, and in a YouTube video posted by a viewer who was watching the stream at the time of the raid, Mathewson can be seen being searched and handcuffed to the chair. That's streaming right now, Matthew tells the police officer in the video, nodding towards the webcam and PC. That's streaming, so tell us why we were here today. A police officer asked Mathewson, I'm streaming right now, this is our business, so I'm sitting here playing a game. Look at this. I hate when this happens. Automatic, like I didn't even press F5, like it just refreshes itself for no fucking reason. But getting back to the story without getting too sidetracked by that unfortunate, event. Anyway, he says, I'm streaming right now, this is our business, so I'm sitting here playing a game and people are watching it, and I guess a joker thought it would be funny to call you guys, Mathewson explains to the police. Rise in SWAT pranks. Shortly afterwards, a police officer disables the webcam, and Mathewson can be heard on the microphone instructing the police how to turn the live stream on the PC off. According to the Creatures subreddit page on social bookmarking site Reddit, the other employees at Creature were also arrested by the police, but everyone, including Mathewson, has now been released. The police also confirmed that they found fake simulated weapon gun props in the office during the raid. The police said that the 911 call was made from a landline. A rival gamer who goes by the online name Screwpain has claimed responsibility on Twitter, and he confirmed that he had been arrested several hours after exchanging tweets with 7 News. Get owned at Kootra, arrested by a stream by yours truly, Chemstar at Creatures Hub. And you see it right there. So basically, like the link to this article is going to be in the description. Now I'm not gonna, play the video for you guys. So if any of you guys are interested in seeing the video, I'm going to, leave the link to the article in the video description so you guys can see it. Fuck you, Internet Explorer, for always going out at the wrong damn time. Hold on, let me fix this because this is unfortunate circumstances. I can't control this. All right, fix that. But like I said, I'm not going to play the video. You guys can watch it on your own. I'm basically here to just speak to the people that have done this and to the people that think that this is some good idea to do, or this is going to be fun and this is going to be interesting. There was an alternate story to this that was released, or it was one that was released yesterday, I believe, and like the story was a bit different. They said that the gamer that was responsible for this had received like 25 for life, that had received pretty much a life sentence. And he pled guilty to some terrorist charges and for like tracing IP addresses illegally and things like that. Like, he was pretty much charged to the fullest extent of the law, as this article says. However, that story supposedly was a hoax. And if that's true, a lot of the other things that story said had happened, I'm glad that, again, if it's a hoax, I'm glad that it's a hoax. Because supposedly, you know, saying like Kootra's father had gotten shot, you know, saying like, just according, you know, saying like to that hoax story, like Kootra's father had got shot when he opened up the door, you know, saying like before the officers, and like some other things had happened. And I went back to that link that I had bookmarked, and they changed it to some Coca-Cola story. So I'm assuming that it was fake. But again, when you think about the possibilities of things that can happen in situations like this, you know, so just first of all, how much of a sore loser do you have to be to call the police on somebody? How the fuck is that probable cause for you to dial dial 911 on anyone, for that matter? Never in my life would I have thought that somebody would call the police on somebody else, be it a prank or otherwise, to even do some dumb shit like this. This is the type of shit that made me hesitate to do live streaming. And I'm going to have to be careful from now on when I do live streams, because just for this being a possibility, I don't trust nobody now. Because you could be playing a fucking video game, next thing you know, motherfuckers can illegally trace your shit, get your address, and then send like the local police department. I live in California. I can't afford that risk. Plus, I'm black. You know what I'm saying? But all jokes aside, like, you know, when you think about what could have happened in this situation, you know, if this guy would have gotten 25 to life, like the other story had, you know, said, I honestly wouldn't be mad at it. Because, like, again, when you look at what's going on in this country, like right now, you have to understand there are certain people in every police department across this country that are just gung-ho and trigger happy. Now, again, the story about, you know, saying like Kootra's father being shot, you know, saying like during this whole incident, apparently that was a hoax. But when you think about it, you know, so like, what if it wasn't? I'm glad that it wasn't, but what if it wasn't? This sore loser just got someone's father shot over a fake, you know, over like a fake police call. And you didn't even call the fucking police, like you called in a fucking SWAT team. You had a SWAT team come in to stop a live stream video game of you getting your ass handed to you, or you losing too much. You didn't like what was going on. You had a bad game day, or whatever the case was. You know, like, people have to realize that certain shit just isn't worth doing, because it can land you in a serious spot that you don't want to be in. When it gets to the point where you have sore losers that are calling the police, I mean, I can only imagine what, you know, he told. I mean, obviously, like the article already explained, but to actually hear how the actual conversation went between that person, Screwpain, and that, you know, just to hear that audio. Obviously, he couldn't just tell him that he got his ass handed to him in a video game, or whatever the case was. You know, I think somebody just got their ass handed to him in a video game, and he didn't like it, so he decided to do this to try to get the one up on him. Now, as you've seen at the bottom, apparently the dude did get arrested. I don't know what's going to happen to him, but if they gave him, you know, saying like 25 to life, I wouldn't be mad at that. Because apparently Kootra didn't give out his address, and why would he? He's an online presence, and you have people that literally want to, you know, are literally waiting for those opportunities so they can do all these prank calls. It was one other guy who had gotten so sick and so worn out because I believe he gave out his home address, and people were doing prank calls, like pizza companies and things like that, getting pizza delivered to his house and all this other nonsense. And the guy ended up, saying like getting cancer. Like after dealing with it for so much, he was so sick that he developed cancer from it. Now forgive me if I don't remember the guy's name, but I'm pretty sure like you guys absolutely know who I'm talking about. But it's just like, what part of your brain is not working for you to even think that this would be a good idea? Like, if you're not good at a fucking video game, how about you go away, learn the basics of the video game, and then come back and see if you can match up with somebody who has more experience in it than you do? Like, it's really like those little things that, that trip me out, because I'm trying to scratch my head, and like, you can't make logic out of stupid. Like, you literally can't. And this is a situation where you can try to think on it as much as you want to. You can try to put yourself in a position that made this guy want to call the police officers and the law enforcement on Kootra. And I don't even know who Kootra is. Like, I didn't even know who he was, but I know, about pretty much like about that group Creatures. Because, like I said, I am subscribed to SHOHPKC, and he always talks about it, the Creature Group. I don't know if he's a part of it, but I think he is. But nevertheless, again, going back to what I said earlier before I got sidetracked, because the internet was bugging out. When you look at everything that's happening in this country, you have some police officers that are just gung-ho. And imagine what was said in that hoax story actually happened. Like, imagine if this dude's father did get shot. Imagine if the police officers had the mentality to be trigger happy as soon as they got in there, and this guy would have gotten killed because of that. All because you wanted to play a fucking prank, and you thought nothing was going to go wrong. All because you wanted to get at your laughs. Imagine if this dude would have got shot by those trigger-happy police, and now he's dead because your ass was a sore loser in a fucking video game. And when things get that fucking dangerous, it's just like, damn, do y'all motherfuckers have any type of common sense? Any type of common sense when it comes to this shit? Like, online gaming has come such a long way since the PlayStation 2. When the PlayStation 2, you barely had good connections and things like that. When PlayStation 3 came out, they kind of solidified it. Xbox 360, things like that. And, people have been able to play others from all across the world and across the country. And, of course, anytime something entertaining and positive comes along, you always have this one group of online assholes that feel like they have to come in and try to, just come in and try to fuck with everybody else. And apparently this is just like a new version of that. If I can't get you in a video game, then I'm going to get you in some other way. It was, at first they got headsets and they talk shit to you online. Then it got to the point where people, I don't know why this is restarting, but, and then it got to the point where people people started to send you hate messages anytime you would beat them in a video game, and now this. Like, like, how far does this shit have to go for you people to realize that this shit is never fucking good? Like, I don't even, like, again, like, I'm trying to make logic out of stupid right now, and I can't do it. I'm trying to wrap my head around what the fuck, and I'm just confused about the whole situation. Like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with these people. I don't know. Like, maybe you guys can explain it to me. Like, maybe you can dive into their heads and, try to explain the shit to me, because I can't figure it out. I've been playing video games since a little kid, since the Atari 2600. I'm 26 years old, and I played every game system from, the Atari 2600 up until now. Every game system. And I'm just seriously just sitting here, I never had the mentality to call the police on somebody for losing in a fucking video game or anything video game related. I just can't imagine. I just can't wrap my head around that. I just can't do it. And I guess the real reason I want to make this story and make this video is just to say, man, think about the shit that you do. Imagine if while you're sitting here trying to play a fucking prank call, somebody actually needed, the police officers. This is for you to sit there. First of all, for you to even sit there and trace someone's IP address. Please forgive that. This is Internet Explorer. It acts stupid sometimes. But for you to even sit there and, trace someone's IP address illegally, get their personal information and get their home address, and then call a local police department, all going through all that work, all that hacking and all that other nonsense just because you don't like the results of a video game that you played, because you're not good enough. Because you're not good enough in the video game, you're going to do that. There seriously needs to, I don't know what the fuck, but there needs to be like some type of maturity level, some type of age limit or something for this shit, because this is just like beyond ridiculous. Because what if this dude would have got shot because of you? I mean, like, really ponder that. This guy pretty much has like millions of fans that watch his content, like he's making a living off of it supposedly. And he's a popular character. You got some people that literally watch him to make their day feel better. They go to work, they come off, they come home, they watch him, and they, get some type of relief from it. And we're like, you know what? I thought today was going to be bad, but today wasn't so bad. That's taken out of their lives. Now, why should you care about that? It's beyond me. But at the same time, you have to think, man, just for the simple fact that you called the police on somebody over a fucking video game, like this shit literally mind boggles me. You're illegally tracing IP addresses. You're making unnecessary phone calls to law enforcement. And imagine if while you're doing this prank call, somebody else nearby or someone else in that same city needed those law enforcement for that very reason. They're over here busy handling this fake phone call, this fake prank phone call, and now those people's lives can't be saved because you wanted to make a joke. Or because they didn't have enough police officers on staff, or whatever the case may have been. Like, I'm just wrapping my head around this. I just can't fathom what part of your brain is just not working for you to do some shit like this, man. I'm just confused, man. Like, I'm just confused as to what the fuck this shit is turning into. As far as me live streaming for all of my viewers, I don't even know if I want to live stream anymore. Like, I probably just, I probably just do my direct capture and upload it to YouTube. Cause shit like this, like when it gets this bad, like, you really have to consider your safety. Cause I don't want to be a part of none of that shit, because it's only targeting people that are doing live streams, and like, it's really just one of those things that, if I do live stream now, like, I'm just gonna have to be extra careful, extra careful, cause I can't be a part of this nonsense, and just think about the shit that you do, man, beforehand. Somebody else needed those police services that day a lot more than for your fucking prank phone call. And truth be told, I hope this dude got 25 to life for this shit. If you stupid enough to call the police officers, waste emergency services, because you weren't, Whew, like, you know what, man? I'm gonna just end the video here because like I'm literally getting a headache thinking about this shit as I'm thinking about it right now. I mean, I don't even like using a word, but the fucking haters are real, man. Haters are fucking. Boy, it's not enough for y'all to send hate messages anymore, huh? Y'all motherfuckers gotta call the police on a fucking video game. God damn. Y'all gotta call the fucking police on somebody because they beat you in a video game or whatever the situation was. You called the police over a video game. Over a fucking video game. There is nothing that I can do to try to make sense out of this. And I'm not even gonna try. So that's pretty much the story. Again, the link to this is going to be in the description. You guys can check it out. I hope something happens to this dude because of the possibilities of the things that could have happened, that could have transpired because of this, are far too dangerous for something not to happen to him. You know, this absolutely deserves jail time. It does. No question.